So we are back on the house build today. We had an absolute beast of a day yesterday. We had a big crane here, 100-ton crane, and that was for lifting the frame, some materials and a ruck of topsoil around the back, which I'll show you in a second why we needed that. Quick catch up around the front. We've got the planters that we've now started building on the front on top of Uncle Trev's patio. So they're in. We've built these up like this so we can then clad them in a porcelain material because I couldn't find pots the right shape, size and what I wanted to look at. So that's why we've done what we've done. Go that way. You are not to see the porch yet. The porch will come in its own video because that has started going up and that looks awesome. But we'll bring you that separately. So across here we've got these planters. They will continue to go down there as we do the porcelain works at the far end. And ultimately they are going to have like feature trees. And then we've got the long planter there, which that's just to add a bit of colour onto the patio with some plants. But the trees are going in these ones, which are going to go all the way along the front and they're going to look pretty cool. We'll go around the back. So one of the reasons we wanted the crane was the planters. So if you remember, we built these big 3 planters here and there's about 20 to 22 tonne of soil to go into each one. Now we couldn't get round the outside because it's all wet and there's all the big trenches that were backfilled with all the underfloor heating or the ground source heat pipes in. And given the problems that we've had with the underground stuff over here, I didn't want to take any chances because it's all working, so I didn't want to go and run big kit over it to bring the soil round. So I know it seems a little bit excessive bringing a 100-ton crane in to bring topsoil round and put them into the beds, but when I weighed up the labour side of doing it all with a wheelbarrow and tipped up, I just thought it's not worth it. We need the crane for the other bit we'll show you in a sec. So planters are now full. They have got mainly topsoil in. There is some almost like a recycled compost material from A.R. Richards. We've mixed that in to help it sort of give a bit of body or whatever. I don't really know, but that's what my dad wanted anyway. And then we put these little frames up. So these we've made. The idea of these is that we're going to have roses growing up them, and at the same time there's some hooks on the inside that we can put a wire from one end to the other, and then any canes or stakes that want standing up have got something to tie off to at the top, so it'll keep it all nice and tidy. So that's them. Other reason we needed the crane was the steel frame for over the patio area. So outside the bifold doors, I wanted a pergola. I wanted it to be sort of a mixture of brick and oak frame, but to get the span, what I wanted it to be to suit the sunken garden, we've had to do it out of steel. So almost like a carrier beam we'd use on a building. So we've done a steel frame on top of that. In fact, come and have a look. Oh, I'll fetch you. So steel frame wise, there's about 3 tonne of steel here because it's had to been a big enough, strong enough column to put in place that it will carry a carrier beam across the top there to put the oak on top of. So what we're going to do is we're going to brick round these steel posts to make it look like they are brick pillars, but then we've got the strength of the steel internally that will hold the oak up, which that's the oak up there. So at the minute what we've done is we've bought some lengths of oak beam, which are an 8x8, or they're from an 8x8. Wayne has then cut them to length. He's chamfered the ends off and put a detail on it. He's put a router detail on. He's sanded them all up, but it's too cold and wet, or has been, to get them oiled up. So we've had to put them up here at the minute. We've left an air gap all round them. We've sheeted them up, and then we're going to wait for some better weather now, because what we don't want to do is then leave them open to the elements, because they'll be black and grey by the time we come to do anything with them. So at the moment they're just sat there, but they're ready to move along. This is all up now, squared, lined, levelled. So this is ready really for the brickies again. So they can come back in and do these pillars, and that'll sort of finish this area off nicely, and then we can start thinking about putting the porcelain down when the weather's with us. All in the nick of time as well, because Uncle Trev is back to do the patio on that side, which is the paths between the planters and the bit outside the front of the greenhouse. So he was due back in today. He's rocked up. I'm hoping to get him done, finished and gone, and then we can get the outside of the house there tarmac before Christmas to try and clean everything up so that we've got some clean areas then for patio and parking, and we're not traipsing rubbish all through new and old house. So like I say, great effort from everybody yesterday, because it did all come together as fast as Wayne could do them beams down the bottom. We were getting everything ready up here. It did all come together in the end. It was a bit of a stressful morning, or a stressful start, but we did get there, so it was good. Like I say, Wayne is round the front now doing the front porch. The oak is on order for the back porch. I'm going to bring you both of them in its own little video, because they look the absolute, well, the front looks the absolute bomb and the back should look the same. And like I say, Uncle Trev's here, so that'll be a bit of what we come back to look at next. So if you like what you've seen, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we will leave you after a look at Clayton's Mangina boot with a house build montage. Boom.